How far would 650 US dollars last for you when it comes to paying rent? Hey, Jason, if you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me as I've been going on this nomad lifestyle. I'm now 9 years in the game. I'm on my fourth country, third continent, in Lusaka, Zambia, in the southern region of Africa. And one of the things I started doing is sharing my experiences, the things I've learned as I've been traveling the world for this last 9 years. And most importantly, sharing with you in case you're thinking about becoming an expat or already an expat and looking for a new place to go to, why you should be considering Lusaka, Zambia, here in the southern region of Africa. And so now let's get into this video. Funny thing, I filmed this video just not too long ago, and midway through the video, I forgot what I was talking about, and I went on a tangent of another video that I was writing down because I was doing some meditation earlier today during load shedding. I was writing some stuff down about things I wanted to talk about, and so I had to start this video out. So here we go. And this is why, like, sometimes when you see it, like I'm holding back things. It's like I'm trying to make sure not to go on so many tangents because there's a lot of information and to try to get everything out concisely in an organized amount of time in an orderly way. Hey, it's a lot. And plus, I try to be making sure that I'm speaking from a more logic place than an emotional place because I don't want to be giving you too many opinions. I want to be giving as much facts, especially when I'm talking about relocating. And so let's go ahead and get into today's video. And it actually comes from, I was doing a little bit of research. I like to study live streams because I've been debating if I want to continue doing live streams or not. I really don't get enjoyment out of them, meaning, it's just a hit or miss. You never know if it's going to be engaging. And then sometimes, a lot of times, it's just the same questions over and over and over again. Or people want to turn it into a narrative or start arguing about stuff that I don't really care about. And it's not things that's going to help you understand why you should start looking at Africa as places for retirement and investments. And so I'm really debating on if I want to continue live streams. If you think I should, let me know down below. And like, should I do it just once a week, several days a week? Let me know. What would keep you more engaged. But as of right now, my mind is telling me no. I would rather start back redoing my podcast, to be honest with you. Man, ain't it a beautiful day? You saw that light come on? I got electricity tonight. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I got electricity tonight. And like even here, this light that's pointing right here. So I bought half of the studio lighting. So before I get into the video, just free word of advice. If you find something here from an electronic point of view that you're going to be using, especially for filming or things like that, get more than enough. So if you think you need two, get three. If you think you need one, get two. Because now I realize I need one on both sides, and the lighting and the shadowing will be completely off. So I'm getting everything ready for once I start building the tiny home, because I'm going to have a section in there just for filming, or I'm going to build a tiny studio right next door to me. So I'll let you know. You'll be seeing it on the way when I start up the process in February with the shops. So just wanted to share that with you. So back to the original question of how far can 650 US dollars get you on your rent? The reason why I'm asking the question is because I saw some people, they were on there and they're e-begging because they were looking for money for their rent. And they needed like another 200 US dollars or something. Now, I don't know who these people are. It's my first time ever even seeing their channel. But I always like to see, like, okay, are people doing this because life is happening? Or is this kind of low-key a pattern that they just have? Because a lot of people I'm seeing, it's a pattern that they have. Something just always happened to come up and then they need money as an emergency. And so with them, I saw it was somewhat of a pattern. Like out of every 5 videos, maybe 2 were asking for money for something. Maybe it's just hard times are hitting them hard right now. But I saw a video where they were, I guess, bragging or boasting how they returned 650 US dollars to someone that I guess they cashed out them. And it was like as if it was like a badge of honor or something, or to say that they don't need help. I don't really understand the thing behind it. Because you never know what's really going on behind the scenes. And when you're just seeing a few couple of minute videos out of something that's probably been transpiring over a few days, you don't really get a good opinion out of it. But it was just interesting. I'm like, yo, $650 US. You just sending that back boastfully. I'm like, you know how many months of rent that is here? And then I started looking, and I was like, that's 3.5 months of rent here. Like someone can literally pay 3.5 months of rent for $650 and really done them. It's like, shit, why? What is wrong with the real estate prices in the US? Like, I really believe, like, do anybody even pay under 1,500 US dollars anymore? Can you get a place for $650 US a month? I don't even know. But like up here, I'm paying 183 US dollars a month with the conversion. It's a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, gated little area. It's only 4 houses on the plot here. It's quiet, not much issues. And once I finish building my own place, and I'm not paying anything for rent. And so, like, I just really wanted to share that with you because I feel like sometimes when you're living in the United States, you think like, oh, this is just what life is, and this is how much life costs. But did you know $650 US in some places can get you 3.5 months of rent? And we're not talking about living in a bad neighborhood. We're not talking about living in the bushes. Like, we're talking about living in regular neighborhoods that are nice, middle class neighborhoods. And just start thinking about it from that perspective because sometimes I forget the things that convinced me that it was time to take steps abroad and leaving, that not everyone is pervy or searching for that information. And that was one of the biggest things because I realized in the United States at that time, I was paying, my mortgage was like $800 US for my house, but I was paying another 1,000 on top of it to pay it off early because I didn't want to. Once I read through the contract and everything and saw the payment plan of the 30-year mortgage, I was paying so much more money. I'm like, I might as well just pay an extra 1,000 on top of it, to where it's as if I'm paying the mortgage every bi-week. And it just really helps cut back off of a lot of interest. I don't know why a lot of people don't do that, actually. It really confused me 'cause when I was telling people, it was like, what? Why would you do that? And I was like, dude, if this gonna be my home and I'm gonna own it, why I'm gonna pay all this extra interest to the bank for free? Like, I might as well just cut back my budget, trim some of the fat, and let me knock this bill down. That's how I was able to afford a hot tub. When I had my house, I had a hot tub in the backyard. And people thought I was being bougie, but it was because I was cutting back the fat on other areas. Like, I wasn't eating out as much. I wasn't buying a bunch of name brand stuff. I was being very content. I was really focused on my budget. And what I did, I got a hot tub. I was like, you know what? If I have a hot tub, guess what I'm gonna do? My buddy's gonna be in the hot tub and at home. That's free. I'm already paying a water bill and an electric bill, so the more I'm just sitting at home and I'm doing nothing, that's free. And so I literally used to plug up the Kindle, no, not the Kindle, the iPad actually, to the hot tub and would listen to comedies day and night, especially in the wintertime when it was cold outside. CC and I would go out there, we would put some essential oils in there so to have a nice aromatherapy. Man, it was one of the best feelings in the world, yeah. To this day, I miss having a hot tub. But yeah, that was some of the things that was motivating me to go. It was just like, I was saying, like, just regular everyday life of trying to be a good person and do things the right way in the United States it was costly. And I was like, why am I spending all of this extra money just because I'm doing it in a country that's named the United States when I can be doing the exact same thing in a country at that time, just about a 4-hour plane ride from Texas. And I was cutting my cost in half for just my complete entire living, like literally being able to live as a family. Cece and I, on just my retirement pension, we were able to live a more comfortable life than when we were living with both of us working full time. And that was just a wake up for us because it was like, yo, let's go for the dream. Like, people thought we were crazy, but it was a method to the mayhem, to believe it or not. And I just wanted to share that with you because one of the beautiful things about leaving the United States is if you really look, come on, I don't even want to say look hard enough. You just do justice and look. Don't just believe everything you see on the internet. Housing cost is very, very much more affordable outside of the United States. I'm gonna be honest with you, Lusaka, Zambia, as far as the real housing cost, this has been the most affordable I have seen in the entire world. Uh, it's way cheaper than South Korea, even Colombia, and Colombia has very cheap prices also. But even here is almost for what I'm paying here in Colombia, I would probably be paying 600 US dollars a month. So just to give you a comparison, 183 to 600, like it's way more affordable living here. And I'm talking about you're not living in squalor, you're not living in the shanty compounds. It's not the things that they're showing you in the United States. We're talking about living in regular middle class neighborhoods. And for my Zambian family out there that's watching, let them know below. Like, I'm pretty sure if you go to the Copper Belt, you can probably find things a little cheaper. And there's other areas around you can go and find things cheaper. And just really, really, really think about it. Housing costs is something that is, I'm going to talk about it in a different video. Because housing cost, accommodation costs, let me just put it that way, for accommodations, people around the world are paying way too much money. You know, everybody give you the statistic that, oh, it needs to be 30% of your income, monthly income, what you're spending on housing. It needs to be 10% or less. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're spending 30% of your income on housing, you still have to factor in gas, water, any other utility, depending on where you live. You got to factor in your car, all those other things, commute back and forth to work. Like, all of those things add up. And if your housing alone is just 30%, that is a lot of money. That's pretty much you paying taxes twice. And so really start thinking about that. And if you've been thinking about possibly leaving the United States because housing costs are getting too expensive there, start looking into Lusaka, Zambia, or you can look into Ndola, Zambia. You can look into different areas. I can tell you this: Zambia is some of the best prices I've seen in the world. It is getting more and more expensive, but we're still talking about, in reference to like other parts of the world, like maybe where it's going from 183 to where you might be paying maybe 400 US dollars. So like really think about that. I'm pretty sure most people, if you tell them that they can pay 400 US dollars a month that's living in the United States, they'll hop on that. So just think about that. That's one of the reasons why I'm really grateful to be able to be here. I'm grateful to be able to get residency when I did. Even though it was a little depressing, started settling down and started really realizing, yo, CC ain't coming back, yo. It's the last part of the now. Like, it ain't coming back. I'm still grateful for it because it's given me the opportunity to live a very affordable life. It's given me the opportunity to purchase land, be a landowner for the first time. It's also given me the opportunity to start developing tiny homes on these properties that I'm purchasing. And I'm grateful, man. Like, you'll be shocked what you can do when you leave the United States. Because as you start seeing those glimpses of financial freedom, you're not just in that rat race every day. You start seeing the opportunities that you was dreaming about for your entire life. And so I just wanted to end that video here. Just wanted to share that with you. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And most importantly, just remember this: I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.